Let's see. You ready to do a stream? YouTube. Oh, right there. So, yeah, if anybody's just joined, this is a DS Fight Club. PS4, PS5 will work. Literally, like any build or level, I don't really care. Um, yeah, that's about, I guess that's about it. The only thing I'll say is don't bring any Ring City weapons because it gets sweaty, like, really quickly. Yeah, PlayStation DS Fight Club. Some people have been asking for it, so here it is. I don't think when it comes time to put up or shut up, anybody will really turn up, but hey, it's cool. It's whatever. I'm making the attempt. That's the important thing, right? Do I not have the night boots? Am I even a Dark Souls player? I don't have those? Do I not have the Alva? Jeez, dude, this character's got no trip. I've got this, and this is like okay, but I like my Alva boots. I like my Alva boots or my night stuff. I don't have any of it. That is so lame. We're gonna try something else then. Give him a double quarter pounder. Hey Skid, it's gamer time. I don't know if you saw this one, but Finley is releasing a new taco. You gotta get yourself a. No, nice. That's a sick looking hat, dude. Bella's into this certain like line of hats, and apparently they're gonna be dropping some that have tacos on, which is just immaculate drip. What's the password? Oh, the password. The password is gonna be wet69. I'm pretty sure that's what I made in the description, right? Yes. Yep. I did good. I did great, even. I'm such a good content creator. Yeah, I've got no drip on this, boys, so we're gonna try and make it work with like the poo poo outfit. Maybe I can make the waist warrior. It really is hinging on if I've got it. I got the pilgrim hat, and there you have it. Never mind, we have attained maximum drip. We now have the waist warrior. This was one of those like one-off videos I did from DS3 that just did really well for no reason. But you see, yeah, those are the right boots. I use this, I use like that Karthus shield that everyone always asks about when they see it, and I think Gale's sword? Nah, it couldn't have been Gale's sword, that was before the Ring City DLC. It was the Karthus, and I don't remember what my like main weapon was. It might have been the plow. Howdy, don't have the game on PS, I'll have to watch. That's like the issue with every Fight Club I do. Like, my followers are so split up. There's like 3 people that play on PlayStation and 3 that play on PC. I'm getting it, it's perfect for me. You go, girl. Get that hat. What's Mike with his Gunder halberd? I'm sure that's gonna be so fun to watch and to fight against. But yeah. I can see wearing that taco hat, Bella. Shit's gonna look sick. Forget about having drip, you're gonna be soaking with that hat on. I love silly hats. I like any kind of hat. I wish big hats were more in fashion than they are. Instead, you're like the weirdo or the hipster. At least as a dude, I think chicks can pull away big hats a little bit better because it's like a fashion statement. As a dude, though, it's like you just kind of have to accept, like, yeah, people are gonna look at me like I'm a fucking weirdo. But it's worth it. The self-confidence that you gain from having the biggest hat in the room is just on a whole nother tier. It's like the zenith of self-confidence. Well, I see Isaac. He's over there doing an edgelord salute. But I do not see Mike. Oh, and This is, of course, my classic Hitler character, by the way. Upgraded or unupgraded? We're gonna go upgraded this time. Since there's so few of you. Where the hell did Mike spawn? Oh, there he is. I was gonna say, like, dude got lost in Gank City somehow. It's for Cinco de Mayo. Yeah. Also, today is my little brother's birthday. He was born on Cinco de Mayo. I don't remember how to do plugin. I'm just gonna give him this, I'm too lazy. No, I won't. The classic. I think I took this game's point down for granted, if I'm being honest with you. It's a really, like, just solemn point. The other games have pretty good point downs, but, you know, with, like, the sassy little finger wag, but I think the DS3 point down was pretty good. Yeah, today's my little bro's birthday. My birthday was 3 days ago, and one of my boys, Dimma's birthday, is not tomorrow, but the next day. Me and Dimma were actually born, I think, like 5 days apart. Dimma was just grinding it out a little bit harder than me. Hold on, smoke and drink real quick. It's a pre-game ritual. If you can do it before I get a Black Knight Great Axe and plunge you, because I'm gonna do it. Alright, he did it. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw that on though, just in case. You never know when you might just need to put the finger of God on somebody mid-match. Let's see, we got ourselves a Hyper Armor Poise match. I was just playing Snorlord on For Honor, so I'm pretty prepared to watch staring, like, PvP. I will give myself some credit though, I am a hyper-aggressive Warlord compared to a lot of people. I don't think my HUD's on. It's not. There we go. I think the last time I was actually on this character, this is my, I think this is PP the Bold. It might be Chuck or not, let me look. No, this is PP the Bold. PP the Bold, I was using him to get a picture of the Black Knight Great Axe. Not bad fight though, as far as the first fight goes anyway. Not too bad. I was using this character, if you guys can remember back when I was doing that series of like Dark Souls 3, like basically like weapon reviews, but I did invasions as well. And I had like that really cool like red filter that made all my thumbnails look like paintings. That was actually the last time I was on this character, if that tells you how long it's been, like probably 2-3 years. Oh, and if anyone would like to join, we are on console. Password is wet69. I'm probably the only DS3 Fight Club on PS right now. Gave Puppy her first bath. I'll hopefully get to hold on to her. It always seems like furries like get really attached to pets and they like raise them for a while, like maybe 6 months, and then because they're furries and spend their money like really crazily, they end up losing it, and it's just always sad. So try to hold on to it. Next time you see like the really large like Lucario body pillow, just say no. Yeah, it's like dare touch it, just say no. Dare to not buy the furry body pillow. Here's Strider put this, and I will ping him. There is actually a lot of them. Oh shit. There's a surprising amount of action still at Gank City. Yeah, but you guys know I'm retired from DS3 PvP. I've hung up my swords. Long time ago. If I were gonna do any DS PvP, like, willingly, it'd be Dark Souls 2. Because I never finished my Poison Lance build before the servers went down. I might do it. I might get a wild hair. I'm off for like 2 days. I might just go over to DS2, invade in Dragonary for like an hour, and get a couple, just like several videos worth of content, because For some reason, people playing Dark Souls 2 suck exceptionally badly at PvP. I like the tactical DS3 sprinting around to be like, oh, I'm watching you. This is my sign that it's your turn to attack. I'm watching. It's like a ritual. I know it also like can throw off the other person's reactions because of the animations and stuff, but that's how it seems to me. That was just a tale of two really bad tracking running attacks. I appreciate both of them like trying to like feign R2s and stuff, but the other guy's not going to charge in. You're both using big weapons, you can forget about that. No Ultra user is ever going to like just sprint in like that, like, oh, I see him charging a variable timed attack. That was hard to watch. Mike should 100% got the funny joke kill. I don't know how oh, and he got phantom ranged. I was gonna say he should just weapon art, but now I don't know. Ooh, what was that range, dude? The poking ultra greatsword doesn't hit, but the rolling attack with that greatsword does. I think that's some classic DS3 wonkiness. That didn't seem right. Nope, and there's Luca with his rings to these swords. It being Luca and then being like pretty bad and actually in duels, I'm gonna allow his big boy swords. Had the wrong password, now I have the right one. That's horseshit. That should have hit. I think you guys should have traded and killed each other, or your sword should have hit right before his and you should have got him. It is a complete just crime by all rights. That should have been at the most a draw, and at the very least a win for Isaac. Straight up. But hey, it's DS3. The game didn't have very good PvP. But yeah, that's just some old classic DS Phantom Range. Give him a point down. But yeah. Alright, so Mike is as of yet undefeated. Whoop! I meant to hit this. But yeah. I saw that you guys tried to host one of these by yourselves the other night, so I figured I'd go for it. Do a little Friday night fight club. I don't really know what like, if I were to be like held at gunpoint or donated a exorbitant amount of money to do a DS3 Fight Club, I mean not Fight Club, a video, I really don't honestly know what I'd make it about. I got no idea. Maybe like the state of DS3 PvP in 2023? I don't think I've done one of those yet this year. I don't even know if I bothered last year. I can't believe that hit, dude. You see that? Luca got beat up pretty bad, but... Ooh, it's close. Nice. I would've went for the punch. If it had been me, I would've went for the running punch with the Cestus, because that thing's got surprising roll catch, but that works. Luca was spooked. He thought there was going to be a wake-up attack with the Cestus or something. And again, if anybody would like to join, which I think we pretty much got everybody, this is on PlayStation. Password's wet69. Yeah, I was playing Snorlord on For Honor before this, and I'll be honest with you, he is boring until you play like the Rohirrim suite from Lord of the Rings. You know, like... as they like charge down the hill. And I managed to get a crashing charge, which is a Warlord's shield attack that carries people like 20 feet. I got that on a Tiandi who was just about to execute our Warmonger. I'm talking GB, the Warmonger, had her spread wide open like jams and jelly and was about to hit her with the top heavy. And I like swoop in, grab the Tiandi, and I carried him like a good 15 feet, and then he fell off a ledge I didn't even know was there. Like, I didn't intend to ledge him. And it still happened because Warlord just I don't know, he's magnetized, I guess. GG's want me to host, I can summon 4. If we get more people, at the moment this is fine. There's no need to have so many. Like, there's only 3 of you, plus me. Now, if we get, like, more and we have, like, more of a queue of people, yeah. But I don't think that's gonna happen. Dude, look at this hyper armor trading, my goodness. Yeah, I was playing Snorlord before this, and the Rohirrim suite makes that hit a lot different. Are they gonna sell this like Min with fisticuffs? Doesn't look like it. You guys might as well just have had, there we go. You guys might as well have just had like a Pontiff curved in the offhand. I like that, they resolved their differences like Min in the end. It took them a little bit to like work up the courage, but they got it. Yeah, step by step walk the 1,000-mile road. Like, it took us a little bit to get there, but hey. The way they were playing initially, I was like, if you guys are just gonna do this, like, you know, you might as well just keep a Pontiff in the, like, in your back pocket, not Cestus, like, come on. You know that old saying that I just said, the, step by step walk the 1,000-mile road? I always feel as if though I've yet to make a single step, but I'm still making progress. Like, the wheels turn slow. I think I would like to talk to the dude that came up with that quote. I think that's Miyamoto. I think I've read that once already in the Book of Five Rings. There's a lot of people that write like philosophical crap. I just like the... Sorry, you philosopher. Let me like poke your brain for a minute. I was just about to punch Luca. Lol, what's hyper armor? Luca's out here in, I assume like his Persona's favorite armor or something. He has no poise, no hyper armor, and no will to live. It is I. Hey, Alan. Ooh. Alright, well, that sounded really cool. Nothing really happened, but it sounded cool. Ooh, the random R1 got him. That was not intentional by Luca in the slightest, but worked out. I do that all the time in For Honor, though. I just punched him. Just bulked up and punched him. Just like snorted a line of whey protein. And just went in, started walloping him. I like that. I just didn't know people were still throwing down outside the Pontiff. We normally don't. This is like a special thing. Damn it. This is like a special once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I don't really do this anymore. This kid bring the wisdom. I don't know about that. Alright. Here comes the fucking arena champion of the night, Mike. Isaac's been holding up to him pretty good, though. I think this is one of the first times I've ever had 2 people just use their names. And, like, both people be using their real-life names and fighting each other. Like, this isn't, like, Gortar the Infallible versus, I don't know, Kenichiwa-san the Fat. It's just Mike versus Isaac. There's no, like, Bing Lu Fao of the Red Gecko faction versus Sir Philtimore or whatever. It's Mike versus Isaac. Bob versus Bill. I like it. Simple. Now, these are both actually really good weapons. I think, like, in terms of meta, the Flame Spear might be a little bit better because of its outrageous-ass reach. I can't believe that confirmed all that. That is shocking. I'd have to give him a bow mid-match just for landing that. But the 4-pronged prow is also no joke, and yes, I do mean to say it that way. That is an old Easter egg. Man, if they had hyper armor. They should have, I feel. Woo! You can't parry that, son. Oh, dude, this janky ass tracking. Ooh. Oh, he had the right idea. Isaac nearly threw. I like it. The gonads to do the charge. I mean, it almost caught him too. I don't think Isaac rolled the very last hit, so if the tracking had been just a little bit better, I think he might have gotten him. There's Luca yet again, and Gortoglaboth. That's one of my old characters. I think that's actually one of my Dark Souls 2 characters, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't it? Gortoglaboth? There was like Gortoglaboth, Vordavog, like, I think Himgolbo was one of Dimma's, but I think I helped him make the name. God, I've had so many stupid characters. I think it was like Vordavask or something. There we go. Bortoli. Kordagoth. Just throw as many syllables together in, like, and you pretty much how I name. I don't think I'd have the strength to fight someone, like, if I didn't already know that was my name. I don't think I'd have the strength to fight someone named Gortoglaboth. I'm pretty sure that's one of my Dark Souls 2 characters, though, is it not? Any of you Skid lore masters remember? I like that. I like the hyper armor trait. Skid's right, my outfit is entirely lore-based. I figured. The four-pronged plow is bad. I like it though. I think it's actually pretty good. Like, I think it and the wooden mallet, not like they're supposed to be joke weapons, but like, not to me. I think they both have their place. I might be a little biased because I killed Pete Peverson with the plow once upon a long time ago. Spears in general are strong. That goes for real life too. Spears are just such a simple, effective weapon. Like, I don't know if any of you ever watched like any like of I don't know like what it's called. I want to say it's a HEMA or something, where dudes actually dress up in armor and stuff and use like basically nerf versions of real medieval weapons like halberds, swords, etc. Spears slap really hard in those tournaments. Like, really, really hard. It's ridiculous. Gotta walk the dog, I'll return in 10 minutes. If I didn't know that he actually had a dog, I'd think he was talking about beating his meat. Gortoglaboth was your Miracles character? PP the Bold? That's actually this guy. The dude that you're seeing right now is PP the Bold. I also have another one named Budok the Brave. There's also Chuggernaut, Yurkin Gurkin. That's an old one. I think Isaac ran out of good soup. I have a +9 gargoyle spear. So basically LARP. I think so, except these guys actually hurt each other pretty bad. Like, I've seen like the Boog LARPer type dudes that just kind of get out and run each other with like big foam bats. The guys that I'm thinking of like go to these really big like, I don't know, they must be for horse racing because of the way they look. But it's basically like a big jousting arena. And they fence it off with like wooden fences, and the guys just, I mean, they beat the snot out of each other. That'd be a really good, if you guys are, if any of you are just like a really big, bulky nerd who looks like wants to beat up other nerds, that'd be the place to go. Invest in some kind of like cruddy armor that can just hold up to like a t-ball bat being lightly swung at you, probably. And just go in there with like a big shield and just knock fools around. There's one video of like these two guys that were supposed to be in like a duel. One of them was like probably, I want to say like 6'3", 6'4", probably pushing 300 pounds maybe. And the other guy was like a regular size of the like probably like 5'8", 150 pound guy. And up one swing, One swing from the big guy's shield, he just like pulled it back and warlorded him, just smacked him right in the middle of his helmet, knocked him out cold. I don't think the little guy planned on winning anyway, I think he just ran at him, but it's pretty brutal. And Gortaglabath goes down to a Ring City weapon. Might get that Ring City shit out of here. We don't want... The only reason I'm letting Luca use his is because I don't think he has anything else. I hate Ring City stuff. I hate it. No Ring City Spear. The worst one's the sword. The spear's pretty bad, but the sword is the worst. That means no Murky, no Ring City sword. I don't even really want the doors, to be honest. I allow the big ultras a lot of times because they're just not very good. I'll also allow probably like the Aquamarine Dagger because it's also kind of bad. It looks cool, and if you land the right combo, it can one-shot someone, but no one does that. It's funny how probably the most versatile and widely used historical weapon is mostly ignored by fiction. Size does matter to fight. I think, like, if it were me, like, if I were going to be going into medieval battle, and I had, like, any weapon of my choosing, I'd probably have a halberd, and I'd have, like, a short sword and a little shield. Not a big one, that would weigh me down, but just a little one, like a buckler. That way I could just wail on people with a big halberd. Now, the real question, though, is what kind of halberd? Like, do I want one of, like, the pole arms that has, like, an axe on one side and a hammer on the other, or do I want a spike on the other end? Because the hammer would be better for fighting other knights, like people in armor. But the spike would be really great for like foot soldiers and people in like their pajamas that the king made come out and fight. And then of course the old sword and boards for when shit gets up close and personal. Maybe like a little dagger in the boot. And of course the tactical pocket sand hidden inside my gambeson. People wonder why Sir Skid, like... Ooh. People wonder why Sir Skid makes so much noise when he walks around the battlefield. It's because my gambeson is just filled with sand. So at any point, even if I'm completely disarmed, I can just reach down my shirt and just go... Nice! He actually got him with the fully charged heavy. It's got weird range. I know Mike's like a master of that weapon. It's well done. Tell me how the grass tastes, little man. Just bought the hat, all in a day's work. Nice. You have made a great financial decision. That's gonna look great. GG's. I wasn't thinking right. I'd use the curved greatsword. Dark Souls 3 is also a game where, like, you can master weapons and make them way better than they ever have any right to be. Like, now that I'm gonna go ahead and say rest in peace because the guy I'm about to talk about's dead now, but there was a Dark Souls 3 PvPer named Praise the Sun, and he was fighting this like completely stark naked dude, and he was like just kind of sitting there talking to his girlfriend, not paying attention. And I remember the little naked guy ran up to him, spaced his like katana's running R1, hit him with this, did like a roll, and then I can't remember what he did, but he one-shot him. I want to say it was like this combo. Back when that was a true combo. I don't know if it still is. Let me see if I can... Yeah, that's it. And Mike is one of those guys that has mastered a weapon. There it is. That's the right time. You have to get that flip. If you don't do the flip over your shoulder like that won't do it. That's not got the right angle. It has to be just right. So... And you see, I've used this weapon a lot, and I've killed people with that combo, and even I can't get it right completely. Yeah, it was, that was crazy to see on stream. Dude got done dirty by a nude man right in front of his girlfriend. That's still a true combo. I love trying to land that great axe flip. I never mastered it. I think it's actually more satisfying to land on the ultra great sword because you really do flip that thing around. I like the use of the throwables and bows and stuff. Man's using his whole inventory. That's never gonna work in DS3, not unless he charges you. You might get him with a firebomb, maybe, if you throw it just right, but... Nice, dude! That was smart, changing up his timings by using a dagger. Good stuff. Do I even have the Black Knight Ultra Great Sword? I think it's right next to the axe, so probably not. No, I don't have it on me, but I think the true combo looks even cooler with the sword. I've not hit that combo in like an actual PvP fight in probably like 4 or 5 years. Cheeky bastard. You know, it's actually kind of nuts with Praise the Sun. Because I remember I made a video talking about him and Scott Junn's really big rivalry that they had in this game and how it all like came to fruition at Havoc tournaments. Because Havoc was one of his buddies. And to this day, Havoc still like name checks Praise the Sun because it was one of his friends. If I ever get the opportunity to make a video with Havoc about it, I'm gonna like, I'm gonna bring it up. Because I think I only talked to Praise a couple times before he left the community, and then years later did, you know, committed to Unalive. But and also something else about Havoc is he still runs Praise's emblem on his Orochi, because that was Praise's favorite character the short time that he played For Honor. He played Orochi. Praise was really good at this game's PvP, but he leaned a little too hard into the weapon select doesn't matter side of things and got frustrated when like his like really niche weapon choice wouldn't work. I don't think he liked For Honor very much. Nice, dude. What is like happened to Gortoglaboth? Man has hit the nitrous. He was struggling pretty bad. Now he's just whooping everybody. I like it. I don't think Praise liked For Honor that much. I know he got really big into MK11. Trauma dogs. This dude's wanting us to soak his feet, dude. GG, Luca shook the rust off. Is that you, Luca? I'm him with a bath bomb. Well, my aim's not what it used to be. There we go. I had the like distance just right. I was just a little off on the trajectory. Cheeky bastard. Wait, is that Luca? That's Gortoglaboth. Luca's been running his Slave Knight. His Slave Knight Silva character. I mean, it could be him. I don't know. Luca likes to play on alts and stuff, so who knows. I think we used to call those honor bombs back in the day, but I always like to call them bath bombs. I could be wrong. I mean, just an easy way to check. No, that's Mr. X Flaming Scorpio. I don't think that's Luca's PSN. I mean, it could be. I don't know. He might be a Flaming Scorpio. I've been thinking about changing my name on Ubisoft, but I just can't bring myself to do it. Because I mostly play samurai characters. I thought about, like, instead of Wet Man, coming up with some, like, Sunrise Samurai or something. Something normal. Because it seems like whenever I play, like, people just get really irritated because they're getting killed by Wet Man. I don't know, maybe I should keep it because of that. It's like a legacy name, people recognize me now. Ooh, I respect that. He went for the clutch parry. I know he's got Hornet Ring on. Oh, he should have just swung a third time. He thought the dog's dude would roll away and he was gonna go for the roll catch with the katana sheath weapon art. That's smart. As a matter of fact, the katana sheath thing, that combo, the R1 and then the sheath R2. I think it's the R2. That's actually one of the very first combos I ever saw anybody hit. I was watching like early access footage of this game, and Peve Peverson, Orboro, and somebody was fighting here. They were sparring, and they just were all using the Uchikatana, and they kept hitting each other with R1 R1, Sheath R2. That was back whenever everybody was like figuring out, okay, so if I time I roll like this, well, everybody was falling for R1 R1 R2. They still do. I don't know why I'm saying used to. People still get hit by that pretty often. Hey, what's up? Hey, James. Welcome to Little Moist's Little Dark Souls 3 Fight Club. We are watching the dogs. We're watching Drown My Dogs versus Mike, I think. We've also got Isaac, Luca, and Gortaglaboth fighting. So we got a little roster of fighters tonight, a little rogues gallery. Just realized there isn't a server announcement for this. Is there not? I could have swore I made one. Oh yeah, you're right. I never did. There we go. Live chats. All messages. There we go. Okay, we got it. I could hop in too, but I gotta eat din first. Go get you some din din. You boys are being spoiled today, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned it. You guys got like a pretty funny For Honor video followed up by a Dark Souls 3 Fight Club, dude. Like, I'm the best content creator on the planet right now. Doing a video and stream in one day. I don't think that's ever been done before. Might be a world's first. I wish my For Honor videos would get like picked up a little bit more, because I would like to make some videos with like Yonda Lighter and Havoc. Maybe like I don't know, with 1S and King Misty kind of seem to do their own thing, but yeah. I think it'd be pretty funny seeing what me and Havoc and Yonda could do. I've got a lot of jokes to tell both of them, like Yonda Lighter's channel, it's not even what you're supposed to call him, right? His channel's not Yonda Lighter, it's John Lighter, because his name's John, like Jon. And so his channel is called John Lighter, but when I first read it, I never heard like anyone say his name, you know? Like, he never introduces himself on videos. I never heard, oh hey guys, it's John Lighter. Today, here's some more For Honor content. I never heard him say his name or anyone else say his name, so I read it. I was like, that must be Yonda Lighter. That sounds pretty cool. Nope, not Yonda Lighter. John Lighter. And then Havoc's just Havoc. I used to be in some of Havoc's Dark Souls 3 tournaments back in the day. He used to host them up in the Fair and Swamp. Get Isaac. Do you prefer Dark Souls 3 PvP over Elden PvP? I dislike both of them for different reasons. I don't like to do either anymore. I've like hung up my swords. I do these fight clubs for you guys, but I don't actually PvP in DS3 or Elden Ring. I think I like Dark Souls 3 a little bit better because it had kind of a semblance of balance. A little, like, you know, it wasn't much. It's it's not great, but it was something. You know, it had a little balance. You know, there was a little sort of I don't know, cadence to how stuff worked. I think I like that about Dark Souls 3, but there's also some stuff that aggravated me, and I also don't like the lack of variety in Dark Souls 3's PvP versus even Elden Ring or Dark Souls 2 or anything. So, I don't know. I'd say I like Dark Souls 3 a little better, but not by much. Of course, this is like jaded old skid who's done way too much Souls PvP for his own good, so hey. I've been summoned like old times. Yeah, I didn't even used to have a Well, I had a Discord server, but I didn't even like ping people for these back then. I started doing that more recently whenever I couldn't get enough people to host these. Normally we do Elden Ring because there's more people that have it installed, but tonight's a special night, and that's a special kind of kill that Mike just got. I think that was 2 consecutive Smowhammer heavies. Impressive. This character still has the soul of a great champion I got from you for winning a fight club back in Irithyll Manor years ago. The manor with the silver knights with bows. Did I, was it like a tournament type thing, or was it just a regular fight club that we just decide, hey, we're gonna do some rewards? The Phantom hit stats build up completely ruins Elden Ring PvP for me. I swear it was never as big of a problem in DS3. Yeah, I feel that. But I also remember Dark Souls 2 where it was probably as bad if not worse. As a matter of fact, I'm thinking about making a Dark Souls 2 video because I was making a series on Dark Souls 2 builds I enjoyed. Like back in the series was back in like 2022, maybe the beginning of 2022, 2021, maybe the end of that year, I don't know. I was doing like my Ice Rapier Bone Fist build, the build I have with corrosive urns to break people's armor. You know, I was doing stuff like that, and the next build up before the servers got taken down were it's my Poison Great Lance build. And if you want to see some real Phantom status build up, check that out. Check out a Dark Souls 2 Poison Great Lance build. It is irritating. You cannot. There's nothing you can do about it. If the guy runs at you and you don't parry it, you will be getting poisoned at the very least, if not even roll catched or roll caught. It's super annoying. I was gonna make a video about it because I thought it'd be funny, but I haven't yet. I made a video about that, like my double. Oh my god, what were the name of those swords? The swords with the big laser. The Ivory King Ultra Great Sword. There was I used to I powers. I made a video where I power stanced them and then invaded in late game areas with over leveled hosts. That was pretty funny. I can't believe that caught. You guys see that? Gortoglaboth just got caught by a Dark Souls 3 jumping heavy attack. Ooh! Are those the Get Good Win swords? They are, that's why that reached. I like the stylish L2 finish. As a Gothard enjoyer myself, I gotta say, that was good. Stylish. Spammed roll, but nothing happened. Been a while. What have you been up to, Skid? On the internet, Large Father. Alright, we're gonna get Large Father just to see what he brings to the table. On the internet, I have been doing a lot of For Honor content. I do a lot of For Honor videos. I've been thinking about doing something different, maybe the Jedi Survivor or something. Maybe like a Battlefield 4 video, because I've been playing a lot of that with Bella. Maybe a Dark Souls 2 video about my Poison Great Lance, so I finally stopped talking about it and just make it. You guys have been hearing me like tease it since before the servers went down, so maybe I need to do that. Maybe the state of Dark Souls 3 PvP, something like that. Been thinking about doing something different. On the back burner, I've been working on a Lupin dub. I don't know if you guys watch any anime, but there's an old one called Lupin the Third. And me and my buddies are going to be dubbing an episode from part 2. I will be Daisuke Jigen. Frantic will be Lupin, and I'm not going to go through the whole cast, but... It's actually like... Because we've done that before. Me and Frantic actually dubbed a bunch of, a big scene from Castle of Cagliostro, where I was Jigen, he was Lupin. And that all happened because I was streaming this one night, and I think someone heard me making fun of Frantic, or just me talking in general, and they said, "Have you ever watched Lupin, Skid? You remind me of a guy named Jigen." And so I watched it and I got hooked on the series, and now we've like voiced the characters and stuff. That's what my name on Discord's Freakin' Jigen. And it would have never happened if someone hadn't just told me, like, hey, you kind of remind me of this guy. Ooh. Large Father's just laying hands on Mike. I don't know why Mike just took a knuckle sandwich to the face, though. I think I would try to trade. Nice. I don't know if he meant to time that, but that looked cool. Just a regular Fight Club, and I survived to the end. You're ending the stream so frantic or Gorton, I think, dropped me a great champ thing as a surprise. I remember that video, especially the clip of you hiding around the corner in the Castle Death bonfire room. And then one-shotting them through the door. Oh yeah. That sounds about like something I would do in Dark Souls 3. Damn it. Isaac's been here recently, Drown, and Gortara. We're gonna go with Drown. DS2 Poison was no joke. It's comedy for how ridiculously quick you die. Yeah, dude, in like the arena, or in like an area with enemies where you can't just like root through your inventory to find some moss, it's deadly. I like the Gothards, but they aren't the Warden Twin Swords. I just always had the Gothards on. Because the R1, R1, R2 combo just by itself is deadly. Do any of you guys remember like year 1 Dark Souls 3 where the Gothards rolling L1 was a meta? Gothards rolling L1s and the Leo ring. They actually nerfed it. It was that prolific that From Software noticed it and nerfed it. That's a pretty big deal. They don't do that with a lot of stuff that they should. Jedi Survivor does look pretty good, but that's just the Star Wars fan in me. Ooh! Aces, dude. What a parry. Large Father indeed. I'm back. What I miss? It's been a pretty even night. Like, nobody's really just went above and beyond the Call of Duty. Like, everybody's gotten a pretty even number of wins and losses. Large Father's making a big splash right now, though. I imagine we're gonna see somebody give Ortrin about him in the chat here in a second. My goodness. As God's my witness, that man is broken in half. Nice stuff. Max says he's on the way, on my way, yep. I remember that shit, you can still rolling L1 spam, it's still pretty disgusting. Are we fighting with hands now? That just seems to be like the general consensus, I think. I'm gonna let James have a go at it. It's a good, solid name. I like the name James. You can also go by Jim. It's a good short name. I have an uncle who is like... He looks like a real-life Popeye. And his name is James. And, you know, a lot of times with your uncles, you're on like a first-name basis. Or maybe you call him like Unc or something, I don't know. You know, Unc getting drunk at the family barbecue. But my Uncle James, he is such a man's man that everyone calls him just Uncle James. I don't think there's anyone else in my life that has, like, earned that just from how tough they are. You know? They've earned their title in the family and then their name. It's not just James or Uncle or anything like that. It's Uncle James. That's it. That's the only thing you can call him. I think if you were just to call him James, it would be weird. Like, everybody would look at you like, what the fuck? That's what I think of when I see that name. Someone bleed that Havel? Don't fun, he's just baiting hand duels to get easy parries. Someone needs to come in with a bow. Jimothy. It's a pretty good name. Want to start a party, Skid? Yeah, invite me to one. Ooh. Man, just summoned a fucking spout of flame and he jumped right in. I never upgraded my Avalon, forgot how good this thing's model was. The Avalon slaps and it looks cool. If this was Elden Ring, there's a good chance James would have just went right over the fence. And down goes Largefather. I didn't see what happened. It kind of looked like James just stared him to death. Did you guys see that? It's sort of like Neil Patrick Harris or A Tribe Called Quest. You gotta say the whole thing. The Avalon's such a pretty weapon. Or Keanu Reeves. I feel like you can say Keanu and people know who you're talking about. There aren't very many Keanus out there in the world. Isaac, Drown My Dogs, we're talking about that. Alright, we're gonna bring in Luca, because he's not been in a minute. That's another person that people say that I sound like is Keanu. I don't really hear it. I also don't, I kinda hear the critical thing. I get that. But I don't really hear Keanu when I talk. Cause like he doesn't have a voice like he's the yeah. I'm thinking I'm back. You know, that's Keanu. Yeah. That's Keanu, not me. Gotta find the old headset. A pimp named Slickback. I can't find it, so shitty earbuds it is. I'm gonna go ahead and tell you, Max. If you're using like the starter PS4 earbud that comes with it, I'm gonna be pretty upset because the audio quality is gonna be dum dum doo doo dog water. Hello, Mr. Upset. Welcome to the stream. Let's see. Luca V. James, I think. Alright. Let's rock and roll. And it nearly starts off the fight. Nearly starts off the fight with a backstab. A lot of great sword roll catching. Luca didn't make the read on that. He just got lucky. I'll go ahead and give you some advice too. It's usually not a good idea to just kind of like, you know, roll, like, to do that weapon art into a great sword. Oh! Ain't no way he let him get away with that. Now he's mad. You have enraged James. He nearly got you with the Avalon. Woo! And he gassed his stam with that last swing. I gotta say, for just like hitting buttons and flailing around with that scythe, you did pretty good. You did pretty good. Especially considering that he could have killed you way faster than that if he had just two-handed the sword and waited. What's the soul level and password? I don't care what soul level you have. I think a lot of people are running like 125 to 140. Password. It's actually in the pin combo. Why am I saying this? It's in the pin thing. You guys can probably see right there on the, maybe, I don't know if you guys can see the overlay. You can see there's a Battlefield clip on the left. I don't think you guys can see it. But there's actually there's a Battlefield clip on there because I've been playing so much of that. I've recorded so much Battlefield 4. I honestly thought he was copying you. What, Big Moist? Moist Chronicle? No, that's, if anything, I'd be the one copying him, because he was here first. Oh, I can hear myself. If anything, Max? Great. Kinda forgot how that weapon worked. That scythe, the Freya's scythe, if you have anything with any kind of hyper armor, if you get in like a good swing, you can just knock him right out of that big combo. Though if you get caught up in it, it's pretty brutal, but you have an Avalon. You have an Avalon and a great sword, so you've got all the tools of the trade. There's more than one path to that mountaintop, my friend, and probably like you just didn't get murdered. The Avalon carrying hardcore in this duel. And there goes James, brought down by Gortog Laboth. That was a good run. That was a good run. But yeah, that's the two I always get compared to, is Moist Critical and Keanu Reeves, which I've just accepted it, and like, I don't think it's a bad thing to be compared to either of those guys. They're both pretty cool. I think. There's Max. I figured he'd be here. Let's see. So we have. Dude, my right arm's been bothering me today. I don't know what it is. I think I like may have. I think whenever I was lifting earlier, I may have just went a little too hard in the paint. It is aggravating me, dude. It's like that really deep tissue kind of soreness too. It's not like the kind where you can just like rub your muscles and you're like, ah, yes, I'm invigorated. No, this is like where it feels like your bones hurt. Ugh.
This is the name I've seen in a long time.
You are so incredibly quiet.
Turn myself up.
I heard.
That's the name I haven't heard in a very long time.
Is that better?
No. It is a little louder, I guess. It's whatever, it's a PS Fight Club. People should expect there to be like a Turtle Beach headset involved. I can hear your roommate laughing. It's actually got reverb on it now, so it sounds like you're about to be assassinated by somebody hiding in an air duct. If I didn't know that that was your roommate, I think that there was a new enemy installed, like, in a recent hotfix to DS3. There's just like a random NPC that goes around giggling and killing people that PvP for too long. Din is prepared. Go get you some food, James. And hey, Punk. His roommate sounds like Beavis. me and my, oh my god, alright. Me and my brothers used to do the Beavis and Butthead laugh. I used to do Butthead. And our mom, I remember one time our mom got really mad at us for it because she hated Beavis and Butthead. And we were sitting on the couch doing the laugh, and like she yelled at us to stop. But we started actually laughing, and we couldn't break out of the Beavis and Butthead laugh, so we just started laughing harder, and we got beat a little bit for that one.
A little bit.
Yes, we got beat about the head and the shoulders a little for that one. Because I couldn't help it, like, me and my brothers looking at each other, and they're going, how's he laugh at? Like that, just... And my brother's doing the little, like, my bangolio.
I TP for my bunghole.
I TP for my bunghole. And so I'm just sitting like, calm down, Beavis.
Settle down, Beavis.
Settle down, Beavis. And so, like, and so I'm just, like, stuck in this loop of going, laughing at my screaming mother. It's not good. It wasn't good. Oh, you have... You're one of those dudes that has, like, a weapon art shield up so you can parry with the fair, and oh my goodness. And you can also...
remember that?
And you, yeah, I forgot that you're one of those types. And also, for all you boys in chat, let's try not to use Ring City weapons. I feel as if they kind of just, like, trivialize everything when you can just hit L2 and the game plays itself for you. So that's no ring spear, no ring sword, no doors, no murky, of course. I'll allow the big ultras and the aquamarine dagger just because they're not very good. I feel like anything else is a little too much. Who hasn't been in here?
Split leaf.
Papa Fuego. All kinds of random people coming in. Split leaf, I wouldn't say it. Nah, that's also pretty fucking ridiculous. That's another L2 weapon. If his roommate sounds like Beavis, that makes him Butthead. We'll try to get... I think Mike should be up next. I think we need to, like, cycle through in the order how people joined. Oh, he's got the Black Knight halberd. If I was Silver Knight in Dark Souls 1, I'd be quaking in my boots right now. I think I'd use the split leaf if I was gonna like try and cosplay JJ from For Honor in this game. I think I'd I think I'd use the split leaf.
It does seem like the most bullshit kind of weapon with that moveset.
JJ is ridiculous. I keep wanting to play him, but he's just easy mode. I just have to lock on to someone else in a team fight and just like swing randomly to my zone. Well, Papa Fuego just got eliminated. I didn't even get to finish that sentence. He got killed so fast. My goodness. I'm coming in as Jesse. Jesse, we need to cook.
Wait, this is PlayStation. That means I have all my old characters too. Bust out my Pyromancer.
I want JJ to have more interesting armor to my liking. I like a lot of JJ's fashion. I like his little pimp hat that he gets. I also like the Chinese demon armor, the one that I have, because I decided to make him look like Grimace from the old, McDonald's, the line of McDonald's mascots. I remember the Hamburglar, Grimace, of course, good old Ronald. There was also the duck.
Birdie.
Yeah, Birdie. I remember the Hamburglar the most because my dad called me the Hamburglar sometimes. And I thought it was very funny.
When I was really little, my grandma dressed me up as Hamburglar for Halloween.
That's actually pretty awesome of your grandma. That's a good costume for a kid.
I liked the hat because I also felt kind of like Zorro with the hat and the mask on.
the Hamburglar. Dude, I can see you being the Hamburglar.
I might have. I'll have to dig through the old photos. I probably have a picture of it somewhere.
I wanted to say JJ's Oni mask, but I don't know what they call their demons and shit in Chinese. Holy shit, it's Jesse Breaking Bad. McDonald's doesn't really have as many kid-focused ads anymore, do they? No, they really silently sort of filtered Ronald out back years ago when people were dressing up like clowns at night and bum rushing cars and getting beat up. That was the last nail in the coffin for Ronald and all the others. So you don't really see anymore.
That and people with clown fetish.
That too, I guess. I really don't need to see boobified Ronald McDonald on my feed.
Unfortunately, I have. It's this thick chick.
I've seen a lot of stuff about the Wendy's girl because of that Twitter intern that was shit talking everyone years ago, but that's about it. Ooh, nice. Changed up his timing with the Gales and just fucking wiped Mike back to front. Nasty. Oh, I guess he's had his fill of this Fight Club. I remember the clown epidemic. That was wild in Michigan. Yeah, it wasn't very wild here, if I'm being real with you, because no one's wandering around at night in an outfit like that, because, gators. Wouldn't that be fucking ridiculous to be dressed up like Bozo the Clown to get eaten by an alligator like a bozo?
What's funny is, when the clown epidemic thing hit at the haunted house I worked every year, we converted one of the 4 parts of it into Clown Town.
Nice.
God, people fucking hated it.
I think everyone,
clowns are all assholes.
I don't think people do that in this state, because anyone that has any semblance of sanity remembers that one video of that naked guy on bath salts, sprinting and keeping up to a moving car on the highway, and they're like, you know what? Don't think I'm gonna go outside and deal with that. Skinwalkers, bath salters, alligators, and all this other crap, just not for me. Not for me, not here in the state of Florida. I don't think I'm gonna go outside.
Florida's crazy enough as it is.
I wouldn't tempt fate with that. I would sooner walk through Gator Alley. If any of you guys are from Florida, you know what Gator Alley is. I'd sooner walk through Gator Alley with a Lady Gaga meat suit on. I think that was Lady Gaga that wore that, right?
I think so.
I bet it's just
You'd rather go try to pet Rudy.
I bet it's probably it's so long ago now, it's all dried out. It's probably just jerky. If they kept that meat suit and preserved it in a case. That was a sick parry. I bet it's just all dried out now. So what are we thinking, boys in chat? Do we go to like DC and break into the museum that probably houses the meat suit? I'll split some of it with all of you. Like we'll break off little pieces of the Lady Gaga meat suit jerky. We'll be getting on like several lists, but it'll be for something very funny.
I want the feet.
I don't fucking... It's a dress, dude.
Sure, she had knee shoes.
Oh. Oh, am I not surprised? Buff Ronald made rounds, unfortunately. Years ago. Oh, I remember, you guys remember the sexy, the Kentucky Colonel from the KFC dating sim? I actually
remember that shit.
I actually made a video about that. I played it. It's still installed on my computer because it just doesn't take up any space. I still have the KFC dating sim. That was a good fight. I'm sorry that I was talking about stupidity while you guys were fighting, but the KFC dating sim was way more fleshed out than it ever needed to be. They didn't have to do that. As a matter of fact, I wish they had. Alright, trying to think who hasn't been in recently. I'm gonna say Gortoglaboth and then Jesse. Whoa! I'm just gonna go ahead and chuck it. You guys see that recovery on that? I accidentally threw that. Imagine like yerk my camera up so I still hit him.
Nice.
That was good on my part. The Lady Gaga jerky. Supposedly the meat suit started to rot by the end of the event and smelled rank. Ah, dude, they should have dried it.
They didn't preserve the meats properly.
Can I use a Ring City Cancer against him? Against who? Was that Tears of Denial? I got frickin' rapier offhand parry. The skill never leaves. It's just like riding a bike. Ah, dude, my arm is killing me. I hope all you boys in chat are doing well tonight, by the way. Ooh. This guy heard me talking about the Poison Great Lance build earlier, and he's like, you know what? Try and go for that, but in the wrong game.
God, these great swords take so much stamina.
Imagine, like... Max has just been playing too much, Elden Ring, that's it. He's like, what is this? Stamina consumption? This is outrageous.
They were dark times.
I also, have a little something to talk about. While Gortoglaboth eats the entire Great Lance, charge thing. Who was the guy that used to come in here that used the lances? We called him the Lancermancer. What was his name? I know you guys have to remember him, because we used to go up to, in the Anderlondo Fight Club, up on the porch where the Red-Eyed Knight usually stands. He would Ooh, a draw! Nice. He would sometimes, like, hit people with the weapon art and carry them and himself out of the arena. It was really funny.
I remember that, I just don't remember his fucking name.
That was me, Skid, same character. Was that you? Well, you know, that's Isaac said that was him. I don't remember that being Isaac, but hey, my memory's really fucking terrible. Alright, we're gonna go with... Who hasn't been in? Large Father disappeared, so we're gonna get Jesse, because I haven't seen him before. And we're gonna give Papa Fuego Yum.
I'm gonna go close this fucking door.
Fart in it, and then close the door.
I just farted, so I don't have anything left in the tank.
Just do what you did last time, like turn the flash on your camera, walk past, and take a picture of him, and then keep going. That'll throw him off. I'll unalign his chi for a minute. Sick draw. Draw. That was sick. Large Father is switching characters. Max is gonna do what with this meat? Did your gremlin just sing the McDonald's song? As Max's roommate. It did sound like he went ba-da-ba-ba-ba. You know, an old theme song I thought about recently that I hadn't thought of in a long, long time was the old Band-Aid jingle. You guys remember it? I'm stuck on Band-Aid brand because Band-Aids stick on me. Another one, because I was just like, I was sitting, I think I was bored one day, I was just like trying to think of old jingles I liked as a kid. Another one that I remember is the 800-588-2300 Empire Today. If you guys remember that one. That's such a good, I think I would have that as a ringtone if I could find it. 800-588-2300 Empire Today. Trying very hard to get through Jesse's shield, but Walt cooked him up a really solid one. Alright. Got Michael. Wait a minute. Is that who I think it is? Let me check really quick. Okay, no. I used to know a guy named Archangel Caboose here on PS, and his name in real life was Michael. I was like, there ain't no way this man's come back after like 8 years of not talking to me. And also not said anything in chat. Stop advertising your hint anime Discord. You just activated the memory. I forgot about the Band-Aid jingle. And the Empire jingle too. Oh, man, you're barraging me with nostalgia. No, Michael's just taking a fucking beating. $800-588-2300 Empire Today. Remember the Empire jingle? Yes. I know the jingle, but I don't remember the service. Archangel Caboose, I feel like I know that person. I used to play a lot of games with him back in the day. Me and him played Rainbow Six Siege when it first came out. Long time ago. Like when there were only like 2 operators in the whole game. We played that. We also played GTA together. We played early Dark Souls 3 together. Most of my first, like, I'd say 6 or 7 runs of the game were with him. We played this a lot together. I think he still games. I think he still plays GTA, as a matter of fact. Jesse! Jesse just got away with highway robbery. His guard got broke, but the guy wasn't close enough to punish him. Woo!
Oh, that was nice.
And there it is. He just got, like, run through with an anime attack. Like, sprinted past him and swung. And then he just, like, collapsed in half. Nasty. Very good. Michael really brought that one back. We got Max. Isaac's been here recently. Gortaglaboth has. Mike. I'm thinking Luca. I'm trying to, like, kind of remember who's been in more recently. Yeah, dude, I sometimes will go on this, like, a binge of old stuff like that. I also, like, will listen to theme songs, like, Cyber Chase is one of my favorites. Cyber Chase, we're moving, we're beating Hacker at his game. Yeah. Let's see, what other shows I was thinking about? Oh, Ed, Edd n Eddy, because I was, dude, this uncultured chick, right? She probably just thinks I'm a geek. But she's only like 2 years younger than me. I'm 25, she's 23, so I was like, well, surely she can relate to some of the stuff I like. So I tried like whistling the Ed, Edd n Eddy theme. I was like, you recognize this? Because I can whistle really good. I am an expert whistler. I won't do it on mic because it'd blow you guys' ears up. I'm really good at whistling. And I can whistle the Ed, Edd n Eddy theme like perfectly. Like all the notes are destroyed and everything. And she didn't get it. And so I was like, okay, how about this? And I did Andy Griffith. You know, the do 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 do, and she didn't know that one. I tried whistling like 4 or 5 different themes and she didn't know any of them. She recognized Ed, Ed and Eddie when I told her what it was from, and she's like, oh yeah. I wanted to strangle her. Dude. I was like, I don't know. A show I got reminded of recently that was nostalgic for me was Kipper. That's an old PBS show. Between the Lions, Reading Rainbow, it was something with Ruff Ruffman, I can't remember the name of it. Martha Speaks, Arthur. I was just on like a big nostalgia binge the other day. We talk about old cartoons enough here on the channel, I'm not going to get into all those. I like that. Those two manly men just going blow for blow. They both got tears on. Ooh, what is Lucas' plan here? He has a major health deficit to make up, and the other guy has swapped to Profaned? Nope, that's the regular... I can't tell, I think it might be Cathedral Knight. I can't tell. I can't tell. Maybe Lothric Knight. Oh! Whoa! Look at that net spike. Good fight. Even still. You can't just tease us with the Ed, Ed and Eddie whistle and not do it. I can't because my mic won't pick it up. It will be literal like bass boost. Oh shit, I think I got max. I never saw Reading Rainbow on TV, they would just put them on in class. Yeah, Between the Lions, there was also whatever, I can't remember the dude's name, I want to say it was Cody, and the other was Bianca, I think was her name. Really curly haired chick, they did like live action PBS stuff. Ed, Ed and Eddie was my favorite cartoon that made me laugh so consistently for so many years. I remember thinking that one was funny. Johnny Bravo killed me. Dexter's Lab, Courage.
Butter.
What'd you say?
Buttered toast.
Oh. Yeah, dude, there were so many fucking... there were so many great shows back then. Do 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 do. Another thing I like to whistle is the end of, you know that old song goes, sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide float away, just sitting on the dock of the bay. There's like a really short bit at the very end where he whistles, and it's just a really catchy thing to just kind of whistle to yourself while you're working or something. I got really good at whistling because like I couldn't do it for a really long time. I just could not comprehend the physics behind whistling. And dude, whenever I finally learned, I got on that. Look at that. This man is just a fucking I don't know, just a consummate ultra great sword user. Not a whole lot of like startup offense, mostly reaction based. What little bit he does put out is roll catch. You're doing 106 damage, by the way, Max. I don't know if you know that. It's a little better. It's 137. You see, I thought it was just. I thought you were. I thought he had a dark sword for a second. I was gonna say, little does he know, if he shoots at any time, he's gonna hit you, because you can't roll. Skids let me host up at the Silver Knight Arena. How about your fucking ass hosts my fist? How about that? Alright, that looks like something Dimma would make. Lord Gingbu of the Red Gecko faction. I typed a comment and YouTube ate it. Solid. Dimmo's probably like, alright, this is my opening comment. I'm about to make Skid like spit out his chocolate milk. And then YouTube's like, I just put the brakes on you there, bucko. You said the word nipple in that sentence. Boo of the Boreal Valley. Oh, another, like, kind of a deep cut, I guess, for nostalgia is Shaolin Showdown. If you guys remember that? Shaolin Showdown, with the Shingon Woos and stuff. I make references to that quite a bit because it's another one that's been forgotten. Or a Hero 108.
The two-ton tunic.
Alright. Now we have
The fist of your mama.
We got ourselves two big boys. I remember a show that made me laugh a lot was Total Drama Island, like the first season or two. I thought that show was hysterical at the time. I don't know if it holds up. I know Ed, Edd n Eddy holds up, as well as Codename Kids Next Door and Courage. Gingbu is not one to be fucked with. Oh! Gingbu is the master of the Raffing Panda style. He was trained in the Valley of 12 Dragons by the great master Habachi Chikan. Oh! And he got the backstab. Dude, Michael's in trouble, dude. Oh, but he ain't going down with that fight, though. He got that cheeky rolling R1 in. You see, Michael was a pretty good Ultra user. And then Gingbu stepped in the arena with his complete lack of care for his own safety, too. His strategy was this, just... He was just gonna walk into him. I like that. I don't know who... We're gonna get Mike next, because it's been a minute since he's been in here. Maybe I typed it into somewhere else on the internet, I'll never know. Uh-oh. I bet the comment was about Drifter's Eyes. Shaolin Showdown was awesome. The 2-ton tunic. This game wasn't nearly as bad as people said, nor as good. DS3 is the best, 7 out of 10. I'd agree with that. Let's get who you're streaming with. This is Max.
Ball.
An old cartoon I miss is Spliced. Courage is top tier. I like Teen Titans as well. That's another one.
The old Teen Titans was good.
Why DS3 and not Elden Ring? Because I have a couple of fringe followers, like 3 or 4 of them, that have been bugging me to do this over here on console for forever. I'm assuming they're the last remnants of back when we had like 20 people trying to do these every night. And they've just been pestering the just ass off of me trying to get me to do one. Because I don't do Elden Ring PvP or Dark Souls 3 PvP anymore. I do For Honor, because it just... Dark Souls doesn't give me that same kind of rush where, like, I hate myself, but, like, I kind of imposed that angst on someone else in the fight that we were having. I don't know what Mike's doing. Gingbu's gonna just take him out. I really expected it to be a one-shot hack or something with the way he was walking. I'm kind of glad this is happening off camera. Oh, never mind. I will beheld the horrors with my own eyes. Because Elden Ring has even worse PvP. Elden Ring has a lot of balancing issues in my opinion. Yeah.
So, apparently that, I don't know if it's true or not, but I saw a screenshot of someone said something about a Madness Katana in the DLC.
A Madness Katana is just what we need. Moonveil, but it applies Madness that confirms another heavy. Elden Ring is incredibly unbalanced for PvP, but so is every FromSoft game. I think there was like a little bit more of a cadence of balance for Dark Souls 3, but that's really not saying very much. I like Dark Souls 3's PvP a bit better. Did Gingbu fucking kill himself? Or is he like... Nope, there he is, he's lurking. Never mind. Like, with DS3, I like the semblance of balance. Like, there's not much, but there's like a little bit of a structure to how stuff works. But I don't like the variety in play styles or weapon choices or builds. It's kind of samey. With Elden Ring, I like how crazy you can get with builds, but I don't like that there are so many just absolutely... It's like the Wild West of Souls balancing. It's pretty ridiculous. And that's good in a way because that makes it fun, but I don't know. That's kind of like why I like For Honors, because everybody has the same characters. Like, you kind of know what every fight you're getting into is going to be like, except in Fours. Fours isn't that way. Fours is nuts. You could play For Honor for years and be an absolute, like, just virtuoso of the game, just a master in every regard, and still get screwed because there's so many combinations of horseshit. But, you know.
Speaking of horseshit, where's my forts at?
DS2 has balance except for rapiers, and even then you have 10 times the chance of winning compared to a Murky Hand Scythe. Yeah. Dark Souls 2 balancing when I use Bone Fist and Ice Rapier. I think Dark Souls 2 is probably the most balanced out of all the Souls games. I also just think it had the best PvP. As a matter of fact, if I'm gonna make a Souls PvP video, it will be on a Dark Souls 2 build that I would like to show off, and that's my old Poison Great Lance build that takes the statement that I just said about balance and throws it right out the window. I'm talking flings it out the window like a turd out of a trucker's coffee cup. Gingbu has been backstabbed. Isaac might be the man for the job. Oh my god, I forgot how much damage those do. Oh, that's terrifying. The Wing Knight axis, that's ridiculous.
I'm busting out one of the old classic builds, Skid.
Mace Boy's kick and turn. Yeah, he is. Poise kills the Farron. What'd you say you were doing, Max?
I'm busting one out, the old classic builds.
And
Starts with a G.
Isaac managed to bring down Lord Gingbu. That is not an easy task. Gingbu was going nuts. I'm pretty sure a lot of these are people on alts, so they get summoned quicker. I don't think Gortagmabot's been here in a minute. Elden Ring does not give a F about bounce. Make the most broken build you can. Use it. The game is bounced around PvE. Even then it can be incredibly busted. Busy preventing my bro's zomboid base from getting overrun by zombies. I'll probably be unable to join for a decent chunk. Elden Ring co-op is pretty fun. Skid was streaming that like a few months ago. Elden Ring's co-op mod is very, very fun. I think that's the way the game should have been played. Should have been released. I think From Software should have just bit the bullet and got rid of invasions. Just don't even worry about them. And made the player cap. Because the mod makes you be able to do it. Like, you put in the co-op mod and you can run with 6 people. You don't have to like go through fog walls to get into dungeons and boss fights. You don't have to resummon for everything. You just respawn in a bonfire in the host's world. It's awesome. You know, the enemies are scaled based off how many people you have. It's great. The co-op mod is how the game should be played. I could not bring myself to play Elden Ring vanilla again. I couldn't do it. After playing the co-op mod, it was just so much more fun. And you can also all mod the game together and just run whatever crazy modded playthrough you want. We're gonna do this, and then we'll do Get Melted. I think it's the next guy. I thought Luca was saying I'm hacking. Nah, hackers on PS are pretty easy to spot because they have to basically ruin their console for it. Large Father was indeed the Abyss Watcher cosplays, they just went. They should have made the co-op fully open like the mod, just cut off the fog wall areas during invasions. It could have been done, but From Software is kind of dumb. They're great artists, absolute artisans making really, really beautiful games with really deep lore and yada yada, but my god, son, they make some stupid decisions when it comes to their multiplayer. Oh, look at this. This chunky boy. He's got a giant crunch bar to snack on mid-fight if he gets hungry. I like that. That's really thinking with your head. Really annoying to summon separate areas? Yeah, dude. Like, me and Frantic, like, if we want to, we can install, like, the Attack on Titan jumper cable things that they have, where they zip around. You can have that. There's all kinds of imported movesets, armors, and things. Easy anti-cheat was also the death of cosmetic modding on this game and, well, everything. You can still do it if you do single player, but God help you if you decide to have like a funny, like a Hago face on your cape or something. And fucking Isaac just got shredded, dude. Sisk, are you looking forward to the new Armored Core? I've never played an Armored Core game, so no. When I was a kid, I liked stuff like Gundams. I remember Robotech was my favorite, I think. I like Gundam, Robotech, stuff like that. So I would like Armored Core, but I've never interacted with it. So many people here. You guys better, if any of you guys are being summoned, you better like take a step back and take a screenshot because you won't see DS3's Pontiff Arena being this populated again. I know there are a lot of other guys apparently doing DS3 Fight Clubs, but I somehow doubt they've got as many people as we do. I mean, maybe not. I mean, I'm not gonna toot my own horn over it. Maybe there are guys that still PvP this every day. There might be like a little fucking itty bitty titty committee that just plays this all the time.
You know, I remember back in the old heyday, there was actually someone who was infamous because all the streamers ran into him. All he did was gank right here, and if he killed his guys, he would run all the way the fuck up to fucking Aldrich and just bitch out through the fucking thing.
Oh, that wasn't just one guy. A lot of people did that. As a matter of fact, if you invade here to this day and you somehow manage to beat someone's over-leveled summons with their meta builds, they will still run all the way up to Aldrich if you let them. Like, that has not changed. The thing is, like, on PC, though, is because of, how people can really easily get around, like, using anti-cheat and stuff. If somebody catches you doing that on PC a couple times, the next time they invade you, they're gonna warp up to the top of your world and kill Aldrich instantly with a kill-all command. Because we had someone do that to us while we were hosting a fight club. He got mad because he tried to bust up the fight club. He lost. He re-invaded and then ran into the fog room and hit a kill-all button. And so we couldn't summon like 6 people anymore.
Well, no, we just switched over to my world.
But we still couldn't summon the Yeats.
Yeah.
Well, I play the Armored Core game just because I like robots. I'm not interested at all in Armored Core. I suppose it's really good that nobody asked. Armored Core was a really weird choice for FromSoft next game. I actually enjoy these games, but they're not what the company is known for anymore. I kind of expect a Tinshu title. Dude, I wish they'd bring back some good old Chinese ninja games. Oh, I can't remember what the one I used to play was, like Tinshu Wrath of Heaven or something. Huh. Someone left me some pajamas. It's a party in here. Yeah, really. Alright, so Isaac's been in pretty recently. Flamin' Hot Cheeto. Oh my god, and his face is like plastered on everyone else's profile, like little picture. I haven't seen this dude before. So we're gonna see what he can do. He's in basic night stuff, so that kinda terrifies me. I believe From is trying to get away from the soul style, because that's all they've been doing. They have announced several times they want to be done with the Souls stuff. Well, to be fair, so have I, and look what I'm doing. Can't talk too much, duty.
No.
I guess another thing, I was going to talk about this earlier if any of you would like to do something really cursed. Fortnite is currently having a Star Wars event where you can get clone troopers and like Anakin and stuff. And I know a lot of you can't stomach stuff like Fortnite, but it is very, very funny. Just styling on like fucking Rick Sanchez as a clone trooper and then dancing over his dead body. It's very fun. Although the only person I have to play it with is Max, and so his play style is like the most dedicated bush Wookiee the game has ever seen. I don't do that. I like to like actually fight, and so we don't win very much. We get like to the top 3, but then like I run out and actually start killing people. Max gets like obliterated while I look away, and so we don't win very much. But it's a pretty sweet ride up until that point.
Me and my roommate were playing earlier. We got a couple wins just using nothing but lightsabers and stupid force pushing.
You've not really lived until you've like gunned down All Might in the middle of a desert and then hit the gritty on his dead body. That's a defining moment for a man, I think. Alright. Dark Spirit period is using a really basic like poise mace build and a sword. I like it. He's got like the fundamentals. Meanwhile, Min-Max Boy here is using my favorite weapon, the red-hilted fart driller with the Millwood shield, I believe. I don't actually remember who either of these are. Well, I don't remember who the other guy is. And they're like damn near out of the arena. Ow. Oh, that's get melted. Okay, I forgot that I brought him in. At the moment, he's the one getting melted. Ooh, that was brave. That shield's not got 100% block, I don't think. And he just got fisted. He was insistent on a fisting. And the other guy decided to take up the listing. There's Isaac again, Mike. We're gonna bring in Flamin' Hot Cheeto. We're gonna see what he brings to the table. I can go for some Flamin' Hot Cheetos right now, dude. Even though they would probably give me, like, the squirts, I would take that chance. Sometimes in life you just have to take the chance of having the squirts in the pursuit of good food. All I'm finding is clickbait garbage that is FromSoft done with Dark Souls. You won't believe the answer. I try not to like Google anything about the Souls series because it's one of the like a lot of news articles just like to throw absolute just complete fiction on the net about these games. As a matter of fact, I remember seeing like I don't know if it was Kotaku or who did it. I saw a video on a build for this that doesn't even work anymore. So that tells me some journalist, like quote-unquote journalist for whatever news thing I saw the headline for, went like through old popular Dark Souls 3 builds, found one they thought they could do and made a video on it and like tried to play it off like it was new. I can't remember what it was though. It was one of like the vintage like year 1 builds that doesn't even operate like it used to. I can't remember. That's why I don't Google anything Souls related, or you'll Google it and someone's like, is Dark Souls 4 confirmed? This lore description on this piece of armor may have hints. And the Souls series is that weird kind of popular where it's really big, but it's also still somewhat niche, if that makes any sense. And so people will click on it. It's like, oh, well, I've played a Dark Soul or two myself. Let me see what this is all about here. Because a lot of people like beat this game with an army of summons and then be like, I'm something of a Dark Souls master. I'll do a little reading up on this. It's yeah. That's why those articles exist. That's why Fextra Life is still surviving. Dark Sword? It might have been. I never did make a Dragon Slayer sword spear build like I wanted to. Elden Ring 2 or its equivalent will happen. I'd bet years worth of paychecks so they won't be done with soul style combat until it flops. Elden Ring was such like a worldwide phenomena, there's no way that they won't be doing another one.
You gotta remember they're also remaking Lords of the Fallen. Or they remade Lords of the Fallen.
Like, I just because like Elden Ring everybody knew. Like I'm talking like old people I know that don't leave their house except to get groceries were asking me what Elden Ring was. Like people that like sunlight barely trickles in through their house to reach their skin. They only leave like at night once a month. They have no TV or radio because they think the government's hacking their brain through 5G. And even they knew about Elden Ring from like a flyer that was caught up at a tumbleweed crossing their trailer park. Like everybody knew about it. Every person in the world knew about Elden Ring, dude. And a lot of people were playing it too. Like a lot of old dudes who had never even touched a Souls game just like played Halo. Or like, I got a new console to play that Elden Ring game everybody's talking about. It was such a phenomenon, like, there's no way they don't capitalize upon that. There's too much money wrapped up in it. They're gonna do something else with it. I would also place some pretty serious money on that.
Elden Ring did bring tons of new people to the series.
That's also true. A lot of
Didn't
people
they have like 750,000 at peak players?
Yeah, it died really quick, but that's still not the point. I feel like Bloodborne 2 or for PC is more likely than Elden 2. I'd say with From Software, like I don't know, like on the one hand, I do really think that there'll be something else about Elden, just because of how much money they've made. But they don't really seem to care very much about that. That's why Bloodborne 2 hasn't happened. It hasn't come to PC, because there's definitely money in bringing it to PC.
If FromSoft was owned by like EA or Ubisoft or something, you know they'd be pumping out a fucking Souls game every year.
Yeah, dude, the yearly Souls title. That's a scary world to live in, right there. The yearly Souls game. We usually don't get them, but like every 2 years or so. We did get kinda lucky, I guess. We got like the Demon Souls remake, and then Elden Ring, like fairly close together. There for a couple of years though, there was a lot of Souls stuff because it was like what 2014 I think is when Scholar Edition of DS2 dropped. Then 2015 was Bloodborne. Then 2016 was DS3, and then I think Sekiro was like 2018 or 19, maybe.
Sounds about right.
Like there was a couple of years where they were really popping off with their games. They were kind of going ham, considering the rift between like Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 2.
The quality didn't really drop either when they were just kind of pumping them out.
The Madness Katana thing is definitely bullshit, I'm pretty sure. It probably is.
I hope it is.
These two are still going at it. The helicopter left, the zombies are dead, turning on my PS4 now. Mez not playing a video game, he's actually just describing the average trailer park resident in Kentucky. It's like daily life. I think they'd invest time into the lands between concept of the Souls game, the fog in between worlds, and the outside gods that influence fate. I feel Bloodborne 2 will be awful. I honestly don't want a Bloodborne 2. I think it's a good standalone thing.
Yeah.
I think it kind of did what I think they accomplished what they wanted. I don't really think there needs to be another one. Would it be like cool to have like a remaster or something, a reason to play through it, maybe with some like new additional content? Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe like use some of the scrap stuff, like bring that to life, add that in, maybe like a new level or something. But I kind of feel like you know, Bloodborne's its own thing. Like, it's good, just as it is. Too much of a good thing can be a bad thing. I know everybody wants more of the feel-good, but I don't know. I think it might be best to leave it lie. Elden dropped off as fast as it grew. It's because a lot of people like got to a certain point, because that happens with every Souls game. People buy it because it's like trendy, and then they'll get to like, for Dark Souls 2, I think the place most people quit was Pursuer, I think, I remember. I think Pursuer was just slapping people's ass around and they couldn't get past him, or couldn't figure out what to do, because you don't have to fight Pursuer. I just don't think you do. Dark Souls 3 was straight up Gundyr. A lot of people never beat Gundyr. I would say a very large chunk of the people that bought this game never got past Gundyr. Gundryer and then Vort. I will say I think Dark Souls 3 might have the most brutal early game of any Souls title, just because you start right off with Gundyr, which is pretty rough for a lot of new people. And then you get into the High Wall, which is pretty alright at first until you get to the Lothric Knights. And they mess a lot of people up, and then you either have to fight Vort, or you fight the Dancer. I think when you get to the Undead Settlement, it's a little bit easier, but I think for new players, Dark Souls 3 was pretty rough, looking back at what came before. Maybe, I don't know, Dark Souls 1 was really sticky and clunky, and that got a lot of people screwed over, and no one knew what they were doing. Dark Souls 1's was the Tauros Demon, I think. Like a lot of people, or the Capra Demon, dude. I remember seeing a bunch of guides for them back in the day. And if they managed to get past that, and they got down to like the Depths, I think it was called the Depths. That was where the giant toothed vagina dragon was, the gaping dragon. And that slapped a lot of people pretty bad. And then most people didn't ever get anything after that, so.
So I pulled up the Elden Ring stats for Steam. They almost had 1 million players, and there is currently 30,000 people playing it right now.
Sekiro is the closest we've got to a real Samurai Jack game. I agree, but I also think of like Ghost of Tsushima, particularly the Iki Island DLC, where a lot of like mystical crap comes in because of all the Mongolian voodoo going on. So. I like the idea of a new Tenchu game. I would like a Tenchu game with like Sekiro technology. That'd be cool. The hilarious thing is Project Zomboid takes place in Kentucky. Tenchu is stealth style PvP. Souls-likes are pretty much milked at this point. Alright, big surprise, I was Gortog Laboth swapping characters. Our boy, mild-mannered Alan, was Gortog Laboth. I do like seeing when people think that my memes and characters and stuff are so funny that they actually make it their own. Meta's coming in with Max's signature weapon, and he is a fat dragon. Meta is a furry, so that shouldn't shock me too greatly.
You said that, and now I'm like, I heard you say my signature weapon, and I'm like, yay! Then you said fat dragon, I'm like,
His smile destroyed, his optimism obliterated.
I went from joy to disappointment in an instant.
Gundyr was surprisingly tough for tutorial boss. Yes.
I thought he was pretty fucking easy.
You can see the percentage of people who've gotten the trophy, and the Ulix Gundyr was at like 35% for years. Yeah. Yeah. DS2 had some hard parts. It did, but like, not the beginning. The beginning wasn't bad, like, none of the Cardinal Tower or anything like that's too rough. Or at least the regular PvE is not too bad. And once you get the Pursuer, for a new player, he's kind of an ass kicker. You can go through No Man's Wharf. Oh yeah. Well, No Man's Wharf is one of those things. Good fight, by the way. I appreciate the plow you guys are killing meta. He got plowed. No Man's Wharf, if you go there, you gotta fight the Cellar Dwellers. What's their actual in-game name? The giant, like, Corbo. The tadpole guys, that have, like, the really big... God, what are they called? It's like Night something. Oh, that's gonna pester me.
The dudes with the big hands that
Yeah,
can chase off with the torches?
Yeah, the guys that are scared of torches. I always called them the Cellar Dwellers. Someone will know in chat. I gunned you as a tutorial boss. It felt hard. It felt hard, but also hard because there were things I wasn't aware of yet. A nice show of how the gameplay at the time had changed from 1 to...
Dark Dwellers.
Yeah, Dark Dwellers. I always wanted to call them Dark Lurkers, but that's a different thing. Dark Lurkers are what hackers spawn on you when you piss them off. Because, you know, light touches their skin, they freak out. I think I killed Gundyr on my second try. I want to say because he killed me because I didn't realize that you can, like, sit directly under him and you're alright as long as you roll. Like, he's got really forgiving roll times and hitboxes. And so now you can kind of just autopilot Gundyr and he can't really do anything. Ooh.
I got so good at parrying Gundyr.
That mace build is no joke. He's beating the crap out of Mike. Might be time I hang up my hat. I clearly haven't got it anymore. You might just have never had it. It might be rose-tinted glasses. Fun fact, the ending in Samurai Jack's recent video game actually replaces the show's ending as the canon ending, according to Genndy Tartakovsky, creator of the show. What happens in the game? Does he, like, have sex with Aku, or what? Like, what's going on? The Fat Dragon is actually the name of a competitive Chinese Age of Empires 2 player, not that anyone asked. What's your least favorite Souls boss ever? Whew, that is a good question, dude. Least favorite. In terms of design... God, there's so many bosses to think of through all the games. Dude, that's rough. In terms of difficulty, the boss that's given me the most difficulty over the years was because of my own doing. It was Midir, because I refused... Like, I got really... It's like Melania. Midir is really, like, not that bad by himself, but he's really rough with, like, a pack of people. But I refused to back down off of winning with all of my friends and followers, and so I just kept fighting him. So, probably... But, like, what would be the most difficult for solo difficulty?